My name is Elaine Hardy. I am the chairperson of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission of Mid-Michigan. Started off as a volunteer, and while at the City of East Lansing, I was asked by our city manager to serve as the city's liaison to the MLK Commission. I believe that community leadership and advocacy is something that everyone should participate in. But I also believe that we have a responsibility as Americans and as citizens to care for our community in any way that we can and however we can. For probably the time I was maybe 7 or 8 years old until I literally left home to go away to college, we didn't own a car. And we used the transit system as a family. We did it to go buy groceries, to do our school shopping, to go to school. And when I moved to Michigan State University as a single mom, I used the CATA bus system to get around, to go to school, to get my groceries and take my children back. It could be a tremendous equalizer. And if you are not able to get to school, you can't rise above where you are. The partnership between CATA and the MLK Commission began really with us recognizing that we needed each other. And I believe that the Commission's work around building a beloved community marries with their goals perfectly. Public transportation is a civil rights issue. The idea of CATA deciding that they would create a tribute bus to Rosa Parks, who people would recognize as a pillar in the civil rights movement, who worked with Dr. King over the Montgomery bus boycotts. I had the distinct pleasure of being at the dedication of the Rosa Parks tribute bus. In fact, I got to be the keynote speaker. And it was a tremendous honor for me to be there. But the biggest honor for me is that through our relationship with CATA, I was able to invite 2 individuals who actually were in the Montgomery bus boycotts. And they actually live in the Mid-Michigan area, and they joined us that day on the tribute bus. So it was a tremendously special time for me. And what they shared with us was that riding the bus was part of the gumbo in the Black community. But what they also shared was that the significance of the bus boycott really was about demanding dignity and demanding respect. I think Rosa Parks' legacy in her life, particularly her decision on that day, has shaped our country. You have to recognize that you have to agree to be oppressed, and that if a community works together, that nothing is impossible to them. But that day, it was an act of defiance. It was a line in the sand for inequity. The Rosa Parks tribute bus, I think, probably is the crowning jewel of the partnership and the relationship between the Commission and CATA, because you have the mother of the movement that we are continually celebrating as a part of a transportation system and a feature. The fact that you can literally sit on a bus and get a civil rights history lesson while you are going to work or picking up groceries or going to school is amazing. At a time when the rest of the world is leaning away from telling the true story of American history, and leaning away from the conversations around equity and inclusion and creating spaces for belonging, CATA's leaning in. And when we get to a place where we understand that transportation can be an equalizer and an uplifter, and we recognize that it needs to be available for everyone, no matter where they are, if they're in a rural community or in a city, that I think that we will understand that, as I've said before, if we take care of each other, all of us will be better. I don't know what would happen to our society or to our community if public transportation didn't exist.